Liverpool versus everybody. Happy as always to have Anfield Roar with us. How are you, man?
Yeah, not bad. You?
Good, good. So we would have seen some of the meltdown from the fans and things like that from the result at West Brom. Just talk to me a little bit about how you felt kind of during the game and then at the end there and then the final result.
Hmm. Um, even before the game, I was confident that we'd probably win this game. We got the early goal. We started off, really well actually. First 5 minutes, first 5 to 10 minutes, and as soon as he got the goal, through Danny Ings, I was very happy that he got the goal. As soon as he got the goal, then we kind of the momentum went down, the speed went down. There was no intensity to our play, and there was a you know during the game, there was a 5 to 10 minute spell near the end of the first half where West Brom had, several corners, successive corners in a row. And obviously they are set piece specialists, and they definitely could have scored. And the second half, again, Klopp made the substitutions. Mane came off, and I think it was Mane and Danny Ings came off for they came off for Oxlade Chamberlain, I think, and Roberto Firmino, I think it was, and then Oxlade Chamberlain, I mean, straight away came on, made the impact, and obviously got the goal, and that was sorry about that, mate. Yeah, and yeah, Oxlade Chamberlain made a very very good pass to Salah, and he's obviously Mo Salah in that game. For me, in my opinion, wasn't at his best. Forcing it, lost possession quite a few times, but in that position, he's always gonna score. Same familiar goal to Manchester City. Got the goal 2-0, 72 minutes. Now you're just thinking, I never thought West Brom would come and score two goals. They got a goal from a corner, and then obviously got a goal from a set piece again. But overall, I wasn't at the time. I was angry. And then it kind of just after an hour or so, I kind of forgot about it. And now I'm just kind of looking forward to the game on Tuesday against Roma.
Yeah, yeah, I think Klopp mentioned some things in the post match about, if it was a league of set pieces, they would win. Which, we kind of knew that coming in. West Brom was always going to hurt you that way. I think initially, like yourself, I was disappointed, especially being up 2-0. Not really
Mm.
coming from that aspect of, oh, it's Liverpool again, because let's be fair, we had some players in there who hadn't played in a while.
Yeah.
The cohesion wasn't going to be always wasn't going to be great anyway. Still should have been enough to win the game, and I think just because we played them 3 times this season and not being able to beat them, that's not good. And so we got 11
Mm.
draws, and we know they also asked Klopp what needs to happen with this team to be up there with City, and he said quite rightly, consistency. And so having 11 draws obviously is not great. But no, it's not the end of the world. We still are pretty firm up there in the top four, and I'm pretty sure we'll get that. I can't see that not happening. But yeah, initially it was kind of it's a little bit irritating, but to be honest, the Roma game is definitely really, I think, heavy on not only the supporters but especially the players' minds, and you like to see them wrap that game up. But Roma is a big game, and I think the best thing is that we didn't lose and that there's no serious injuries. Do you think going forward though in the league that you would prefer to play our quote unquote strongest team just so these things don't happen, or do you feel like seeing a squad similar to the squad we played against West Brom would be okay against a team like Stoke or Brighton? I think that's just the other teams we played besides Chelsea.
Um, if we had won that game today, I was happy with the team that Klopp put out against us, Brom. And if we won that game, I mean, that was definitely 100% top four done. I still think we're going to get top four.
Yeah,
I think it's a matter of when, not if.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but for the Stoke game now, I mean, they drew 1-1 to Burnley, and I was kind of happy about that because I
I
didn't
saw
want them
that.
to
Yeah.
win. I didn't want them to win because I just don't want them to, have something to play for. I don't think they really have anything to play for anymore because they're basically they're relegated.
Mhm.
Um, Same team against Stoke, I'll probably rest one or two out of the front three, but we need to get 3 points. We can't drop points in a game because that is going to put a lot of pressure on us to actually get a good result against Chelsea. I mean, 4 points. I think that's done then. If you get 4 points out of Chelsea and out of Stoke, Brighton, and Chelsea. I mean, if we can get 3 points against Stoke, that would have wrapped up top four if we beat West Brom. But that's not a problem. We should be able to. We'll put our strong team against Chelsea. I'm very very confident that we won't lose that game. Um, But I think Klopp made this right selection. We went 2-0 up at one point in the 72nd minute, and up until the 78th, we were 2-0 up against West Brom, who Salah scored more goals than in the Premier League this season. So, and that should be enough. But there was complacency in the team as soon as we got the first goal. There was no intensity to the game, as I said, and I was now, I've kind of forgotten about it, completely. I was just a bit annoyed at the time that we didn't. It was just kind of the same habits coming back to a certain extent. But as I said, Gomez hasn't played in 2-3 weeks. Klavan, not a first team, hasn't played in quite a long time as well, apart from Everton. Moreno hasn't started the Premier League game since November, hasn't started a game since West Brom in the FA Cup on the 27th of January. So it was a very, it was a different team, it was a changed team, and Oli van Dijk was the one, and obviously Karius, that was, that's been consistently playing recently. So it was obviously a changed team, and there wasn't a lot of consistency in the back line. But we'll take the draw, and obviously we'll move on to Stoke, to Roma, then obviously Stoke on Saturday, where we should comfortably get the 3 points.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Just to touch on Moreno really quick, I don't want to overdo it or bash him too much, but you can see clearly that why everybody's so pleased that we have a player like Andy Robertson that is our starter. And I think sometimes you sit back and wonder how things may have been slightly different, if not heavily different, if we had him for the full season. Do you think Moreno is one of those guys that we should go ahead and offload in the summertime?
No, I don't think we should,
Okay.
because I think we've probably got 2 fit fullbacks. I mean, Gomez can obviously play sometimes, James Milner, but I think Moreno's. I was in the summer actually. I was thinking of uploading him when we brought Robertson in. I thought Milner can do a job there, but obviously he stepped up in pre-season. And to be quite honest with you, since he got injured against Spartak Moscow in December, obviously got injured. Robertson's come in and absolutely been incredible, absolutely fantastic. I mean, the thing with Robertson is, the thing with Moreno is that defensively this season he has been good, but the thing is, concentration levels. His concentration levels are not good at all. I mean, we saw against Sevilla. He does some really silly, stupid things that just annoy me so much. And we saw yesterday. I mean, yesterday he could be a bit rusty because he hasn't played in a long time. But we've seen again how many times he's cost us in games. So this season, I think he's been good. But Robertson's come in and looked a different player, and he set the standards high at that left back position. Going forward, phenomenal. Defensively, again, fantastic. So that's our left back position sorted for many years to come. I'm very, very happy with that position, especially with the left side of the defense with Van Dijk on the left and Robertson as well. I'm very, very happy with that. On the right side as well with the right back situation, I'm happy. Just need a centre back, and I think we have a very, very good defense next season.
Yeah. I agree with a lot of those things. However, I feel like there's not really much upside that we're going to get from Moreno anymore. I mean, we've seen what I guess we could call the best of him, and we've seen the worst. And unfortunately, it seems like the worst outweighs the best. Listen, he's a young player. He offers some good things, especially going forward. But
yeah,
he's
a good player to obviously rotate and keep players fresh.
Yeah. If anything, surely we could keep him around for that. But I just feel like in the seasons to come, I think it's safe to assume that Robertson will be our starter. For the foreseeable future. And honestly, in games like this, when it's late in the season, you want to have some. And again, maybe it's because he's been rusty, but you want to have somebody who can come in man for man, and that's every player that can come in and not be much of a drop off. So we can move on past Moreno though. The Roma game, which everybody's waiting for. I know I can't wait.
Can't wait for that, man.
Big game, first game at home. Who are you seeing to be some of the key guys on both teams in that first matchup? Obviously, Salah is one of them, but give me some guys who you think are going to be key in that game or in that tie in general. And then also, if you can, some of the guys for Roma that you think could give us some trouble.
Yeah, I'll start off with Roma. I mean, going forward, defensively, you know how Italian football is. Very defensive. They're set up correctly as well. Going forward, I mean, they got a couple good players. Edin Dzeko, obviously, everyone knows him, formerly of Manchester City. The thing with Edin Dzeko is he's tall. He's brilliant in the air, but on the ground as well, he's very, very good, very mobile for such a tall striker. And Virgil van Dijk obviously will have a challenge to try and stop him. But I do think that Van Dijk will come on top with Dzeko. They got, I think, is it Cengiz Ünder? I think he's a Turkish player as well. He's been on form recently. El Shaarawy. They got a few players, but the midfield is very, very good with Strootman, De Rossi, and Nainggolan. So they got power in that with Nainggolan. I mean, Strootman's passing range as well, and De Rossi as well is experienced, because I do watch quite a bit of Italian football. And I've been watching Roma recently, obviously, because of we're going to be playing with them. The defense as well, they've got Alisson. He's incredible. What a goalkeeper he is. Obviously, he's been linked with us. Manolas is a good centre back as well. They've got a good fullback in Florenzi, and Kolarov, who's been playing very well this season. So they're a very good team, very solid defensively, got a very good spine. But I just feel with Liverpool now, Van Dijk's going to be key in this game. But for me, obviously the front three as well, but for me, the fullbacks are going to be very, very key here. It's a position. Is Klopp going to tell them to bomb forward, get forward, overlap the wingers, and cause obviously a bit of mayhem, a bit of chaos down that left and right hand side? Or is he going to tell them to bit more conservative and obviously staying more with the centre backs? That all depends on what Klopp decides to do. I'd like to see a bit of balance in that. I think we've seen since that Tottenham defeat, Klopp has we used to obviously have our fullbacks very, very wide and high, but now we've kind of since that Tottenham defeat, when we lost them in 4-1 in October, he's obviously changed his style and told the fullbacks to kind of not leave the centre backs and the defensive midfield that exposed. So it gives us a more defensively a more solid base. But obviously front three. But I think the main thing for me is the fullbacks and Virgil van Dijk. And obviously, I mean, everyone's going to be key in this game. You can't really pick out one and say he has to be in the game. Everyone has to be in the game because it's a Champions League semi-final. Roma have gone there. They're in that position for a reason, because they're a good football team. We're in that position for a reason, because obviously we're a good football team as well. And obviously the midfield against their midfield is going to be key. But I'm, can't wait for this game. I mean, I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this since we beat City, and obviously since we got drawn to them. I wanted to get that West Brom game out of the way, and we got out of the way now. Take the point, move on. Obviously should have been 3, but let's go to Roma now and hopefully get to the final.
Yeah, it's that similar feeling to the midweek game, or the weekend game, I guess, with Everton after the City situation. And I like what you said at the end, towards the end there, which is everybody's important. It's not going to be down to just one player, 2 player, 3 players. It's going to be a collective thing, and that's what you saw against City. I guess for me, though, in my opinion, of course, we know defensively we got to be good, and then the front guys getting their goals. But to me, again, the midfield I think is going to win this game. Like you said, Roma are very, very strong, and they've got their kind of Steven Gerrard figure there. De Rossi been there for a while, been there a long time, and he'll be wanting to do well with Roma and prove people wrong. So it's gonna be a tight affair. They've come off 2 pretty decent results. They just beat Spal, I think 2 or 3-1, something like that. So they'll be going into the game against us after a win, unlike us. So they'll have some confidence. And again, just kind of playing that kind of Cinderella role of no one really expecting them to do much, and them just kind of like popping up on the European stages. So yeah, definitely a game that I'm definitely looking for. I know you are as well. Give me a score prediction for the first game.
First game, I've been 2 minds, 3-0, 3-1. But I think I'm gonna go 3-0.
3-0. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I would love that. I would love that.
I'm feeling that. I just think that we're gonna have one of our best games of the season, even better than Man City. I've got a feeling that we're just gonna the atmosphere is gonna be incredible. Anfield, obviously, we're gonna be waiting for the coaches to come as well. Hopefully, there's no chaos with what happened last time with everything. Everything was great apart from one thing. A few people obviously chucking some stuff at the bus. We don't want that as well.
Yeah.
But 3-0 for Liverpool, and I think that obviously puts the tie to bed after again, and that makes us puts us in a very strong position to enter the final.
Yeah, I mean, before we go, we got a question here from Carl for you. Actually, it says, "ANFIELD ROAR, are you going to be at the Roma match?"
No, I'm not going to be at the Roma match. Unfortunately, I couldn't get tickets for that. I mean, they went in seconds, completely seconds.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I'll be going to a couple more matches this season as well. I think the Stoke one, possibly the Brighton one. But next year, no, I was at the Bournemouth match actually. I mean, that was great as well. It was a great experience, obviously, just being at Anfield with the fans and incredible fans. just one song after another. No one was quiet and everyone was singing along. But I wish I was at the Roma game. Obviously, there's a few people that are going there that I know, but it's just going to be a great experience anyway. Just watching the game on TV. Obviously, I would love to be at the game, supporting the boys. But listen, I'll be watching the game on the TV, and I'm just hoping I'll just get to the final.
Yeah, and it looked like back to the Bournemouth game, it was really lovely out there to see that kind of homecoming feeling that they
Yeah, it
had. The
was.
weather was
It was
nice. It
fantastic.
was
I mean,
beautiful, man.
yeah. I mean, once in a while. I mean, the weather was absolutely fantastic in England. It's normally raining all the time, damp weather, but it was just great. Obviously, I had a journey to go there, and it was just great. Everyone, there was just a great mood, great atmosphere, great buzz around the ground after obviously beating Man City in midweek, and it was just a fun game to watch. You can that kind of mood transferred to the players in that game. I think Oxford Chamberlain said as well. The mood and the atmosphere just transferred to the players. And that's what you want as well. That's what kind of helps us in these sorts of situations in these games. City 3-0. The atmosphere, the fans were incredible, and that obviously that energy transfers to the players. And I'm expecting the same thing against Roma. I can't see them. I mean, they're always in great atmospheres at the Stadio Olimpico.
Right.
Obviously, the atmosphere at Italy is incredible. I've actually been to that stadium once, and the atmosphere is really, really good.
Did they have a track around the field? Is that the stadium that has the track
Yeah,
around?
It's
Okay.
because it was an Olympic stadium.
Right. Okay.
But still, the noise they make in the stadium, the atmosphere, the chance is incredible. It was a great experience to go watch the game once. But listen, I'm just hoping now that we can beat Roma, and if we can beat Roma, then you never know. If you get to the final, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, I seriously think we can beat anyone in this competition because we proved that we could beat one of the favourites in this competition, Man City. People said, "Oh yeah, we beat them once. If they had 5 more minutes, they would have won." But listen, we beat them home and away over 2 legs, and all these critics now can get back in the shell and start talking about other clubs because now we are a force. Get to the final, and obviously this is what clubs do in this club. He's building it, and we're we're going to be very, very close now, challenging for the Premier League next season if we get the right players in for the summer. And this is this is what we wanted for a long time, competing in the big trophies with the big boys for the Champions League and Premier League.
That's right, and critics will always be there, rival fans, pundits, and things of that nature. And that's what's kind of beautiful about this because no one really saw us getting this far, and they'll make all types of excuses of who we had in the group stage and playing Porto and all this foolishness. You got to play who you got to play. We've beaten who we played. We're still undefeated in the Champions League. Some people kind of forget that. Still undefeated at home. So yeah, no, I'm expecting a really, really amazing homecoming. Maybe even topping the City thing.
Yeah,
I really feel like we're gonna need that, and that will help for sure.
yeah, definitely,
But
yeah, possible.
But yeah, man, looking forward to it. Hopefully Tuesday
Yeah.
evening when you and I speak again, we'll be in good spirits. And glad you came on, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, cheers, mate.